Testing. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Kaukauna High School for the penultimate FVA game of the season between the hosting Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts, the number 16 team in WIAA Division 1, hosting the Hortonville Polar Bears coming in at number 14. Conference championship all wrapped up for Kimberly, their 7th outright championship in a row, but these two teams vying for second in the 10-team FVA. Kaukauna currently a game ahead of the Polar Bears and Neenah, both tied at 11-5. Kaukauna 12-4 in conference play, already with more conference wins than their 10-8 finish a year ago. They could get up to 14 this season, as they've got one more FVA game coming up on Thursday at Oshkosh North against the Spartans, a team they handled here on their home field the first time out. First meeting between the Ghosts and the Polar Bears, a different story, however, as Hortonville won 6-2 back on April 30th. A great outing from junior Elijah Yeager on the mound for the Polar Bears. 6 scoreless innings, as the Ghosts did not score until the 7th. Carson Gates was on the mound for Kaukauna in that one and took the loss, as the Polar Bears put up 6 runs in the first 5 innings of the game. Both of these teams have figured out their postseason fate. We will talk about that throughout today's broadcast. Kaukauna the 3 seed, Hortonville the 4. Kaukauna getting a bye into the regional championship round. Hortonville will have to play in the D1 regional semifinals next Tuesday. Kaukauna will not play until next Thursday, I believe. And then sectionals the week after that, before the state tournament at Neuroscience Group Field, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Kaukauna last week getting a big win at home against Neenah. That was on Zaleski Sports last Tuesday, 13-3. They walked it off in 6 innings. They then played a non-conference game against Green Bay Preble, won that one in a close one, 5-3 at a Northwoods League stadium, the home of the Green Bay Rockers. And then in the pivotal game at Kimberly last Thursday, Kaukauna falling 6-1. And that wrapped up the conference title for Kimberly. I believe Kimberly would still, even had they lost that game, they would only be at 2 losses, and Kaukauna would still be at 3. So Kaukauna still would have needed a little bit of help, even if they had beaten Kimberly, but that's not the case. Kaukauna will have to hope to get some revenge on the Papermakers in the postseason, as Kimberly is the 2 seed, and they could potentially face Kimberly in the sectional semifinal. It is senior day here at Kaukauna High School, final home game of the year for these Galloping Ghosts. Again, they're at Oshkosh North on Thursday, and then one final non-conference tune-up on Friday at Manitowoc Lincoln. Manitowoc Lincoln not even in the same sectional as the Ghosts, so they would not face each other again unless it was at the state tournament. So truly just a non-conference, almost like a scrimmage type atmosphere, probably coming up on Friday. Speaking of Manitowoc Lincoln, I believe that is who the Kaukauna softball team is welcoming to town here as they get ready for their regional semifinal. The Galloping Ghosts on the softball side, the 6 seed, hosting the 11 seed, and that game will start at 5 p.m., so we'll actually be doing our own national anthem here on the baseball field. We've coordinated it with the softball field in the past, and this time it'll just be the baseball introductions and then the national anthem. Hortonville rounding up their infield-outfield here, and then we will honor the, I believe, 9 or 10 Kaukauna seniors. There's 6 in the lineup today, just 3 juniors, and a couple more starting today's game on the bench. Hortonville coming in with a record of 18-6. They started 9-0, including 4-0 in the FVA, and then even after they took their first loss, they still won 14 of their first 15 and had a 7-1 FVA record. But in their last 9 games, the Polar Bears 4-5, including a 4-4 record in the FVA, and that scuttled any chance of them contending with Kimberly for the conference title. In terms of the best wins for this Hortonville team, they've beaten Neenah on the road, Fond du Lac at home, Kaukauna at home, and Appleton North at home, and some very impressive non-conference wins. The best of them, a 6-2 win at home against Hudson, the number 6 team in the state, a team that was ranked number 1 at points this year. But losses for the Polar Bears, a lot of them coming lately, losing on the road at Appleton North, losing a heartbreaker 1-0 at Kimberly, losing at home 4-3 to Neenah, as well as on the road at Fond du Lac and home against the Oshkosh West Wildcats. Their most recent game, another near very impressive non-conference victory. They fell 3-4 at number 4 Franklin last weekend. They've got Kimberly coming up at home on Thursday, and a game that won't count for conference standings. Won't get them into first place, I should say. It still counts towards their record, but they, I'm sure, would like to get a little bit of revenge on the Papermakers and head into the postseason on a high note. Hortonville will play Green Bay East / Green Bay West next Tuesday, and if they were to win that game, they would advance to the regional championship to face the winner of West De Pere and Green Bay Southwest. West De Pere being the better seed in that one, and West De Pere is a team that Hortonville already beat 10-0 this year. If they were to make it to the sectional semis, they would likely have to go through the number 1 seed in the sectional, Bayport, a team that Kaukauna beat. The only in-state loss for the Bayport Pirates this year came against Kaukauna, and it was a mercy rule. It was way back in April, I believe 13-3 in that one. But ever since, the Pirates have not lost to anybody. So the sectional, potentially, if all the highest seeds win, it would be held at Kimberly, and the Papermakers on the number 2 seed, they would play Kaukauna, the number 3, and then Bayport, the number 1, would play number 4, Hortonville. But again, plenty of other good teams in there. West De Pere, Appleton North is an 8 seed. They've been on a slide lately, but they were looking like one of the best teams in the state before that slide. Kaukauna, if they were to win their first game next week, they would likely face De Pere, either De Pere or Appleton West. De Pere beating Kaukauna 4-3 at home recently. That was on May 11th. And Kaukauna, if they were to face Appleton West, that's a team they've beaten twice this season. Apologies for the in and out camera quality here, folks. Adjust my connections a little bit. Just unplug. It did not.
To attend St. Norbert College to study digital marketing. His favorite baseball memory is playing summer ball with his teammates. Please give a big round of applause for Record Dynamire and his family.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Hopefully the connection a little bit. And we will step out for tonight's Senior Day presentation.
He's a 2-year letter winner. After high school, he plans to become a firefighter. His favorite baseball memory is playing 17U GRB summer ball. Please congratulate Carson Gage and his family. Our next senior is Jack Hawk. Jack is joined tonight by his parents Dan and Becky Hawk. Jack is a 2-year letter winner. After graduation, he plans to attend UW Milwaukee. His favorite baseball memory is his time playing Legion baseball. Please give a warm round of applause for Jack Hack and his family. Next, we honor Max Hippis. Max is joined tonight by his parents Andy and Katie Hippis. Max is a 2-year letter winner. After graduation, he plans to work in the trade. His favorite baseball memory is playing travel ball with his friends throughout his childhood. Please recognize Max Hippis and his family. Our next senior is Caden Kress. Caden is joined tonight by his parents Alan and Mary Kress. Caden is a 2-year letter winner. Following graduation, he plans to attend the University of Minnesota Twin Cities to major in aerospace engineering. His favorite baseball memory is hitting his first home run against the Fond du Lac Cardinals earlier this season. Please give a round of applause for Caden Kress and his family. Next, we recognize Dylan Lotzer. Dylan is joined tonight by Alyssa and Ryan Lotzer. Dylan is a 2-year letter winner. After high school, he plans to continue his plumbing apprenticeship with August Winter. His favorite baseball memory is beating Kimberly last season. Please congratulate Dylan Lotzer and his family. Our next senior is Braun Schaefer. Braun is joined tonight by his parents, John and Carrie Schaefer. Braun has earned 4 varsity letters during his outstanding baseball career. After graduation, he plans to attend Madison Technical College, where he will continue playing baseball while majoring in business management. His favorite baseball memory is competing in the 11 and 12-year-old state tournament. Braun has also been selected to represent Kaukauna in the WBCA All-Star Classic this July. Please give a big round of applause for Braun Schaefer and his family. Next, we honor Paxton Shue. Paxton is joined tonight by his parents, Corey and Jennifer Shue. Paxton is a 3-year letter winner. Following graduation, he plans to attend the State College of Florida to major in business, with the goal of one day owning his own. His favorite baseball memory is earning the opportunity to play varsity baseball as a sophomore after overcoming major injuries earlier in high school. He says he is truly blessed to be back on the field. Please recognize Paxton Shue and his family. Our next senior is Taryn Seegers. Taryn is joined tonight by James and Miranda Seegers. Taryn is a 2-year letter winner. After graduation, he plans to attend Highland Community College in Freeport, Illinois, where he will play baseball and study accounting. His favorite baseball memory was hitting a walk-off home run against Appleton West last season. Please give a warm round of applause to Taryn Seegers and his family. And finally, we recognize Cole Vandeloo. Cole is joined tonight by his parents, Gary and Nicole Vandeloo. Cole is a 1-year letter winner. Following graduation, he plans to attend St. Norbert College to study sports management with double minors in data analytics and Spanish. His favorite baseball memory is batting practice and chirping in the dugout with the guys. Please congratulate Cole Vandeloo and his family. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for all our seniors and their families. Thank you for everything you have given Kaukauna Ghost Baseball. Your hard work, leadership, and dedication have left a lasting impact on this program. We all wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Go Ghosts!
Apologies again, folks, for the choppy video here. I'll try to keep an eye on that throughout the broadcast. Hopefully we just had a bad connection on my side here on the hardware, and it's nothing to do with the connection to the internet or anything like that. It appears to be okay right now. If it goes bad again, at worst, we'll call this like it's a radio broadcast, and I'll make sure to be calling the action to the best of my abilities. Coaches Yeager and Jenkins meeting with today's umpires, and today's game will be officiated by Douglas Steinke and Jamie Thurn. And once again, we'll send it back over to today's PA, Will Pauls.
We would like to welcome as our guests today players, coaches, and fans from Hortonville High School. Both schools in the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation in supporting participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. And now, the starting lineups for the visiting Polar Bears. Batting first, the center fielder, number 1, Jack Tiny. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 22, Colton Gems. Batting third, the left fielder, number 8, Xavier Enriquez. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 18, Gary Woost. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 17, Brock Walter. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 15, Isaac Benke. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 7, Elijah Yeager. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 14, Derek Bumbach. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 30, Jamie Varel. The pitcher for today is number 12, Mason Britcher. The head coach for the Polar Bears, Greg Yeager, Nick Cordy, Luke Bam, and Nick Strudel. And now, the starting lineup for your Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Batting first, center fielder number 1, Bron Schaefer. Batting second baseman number 3, Caden Kress. Batting third, shortstop number 8, Braden Jenkins. Batting fourth, the pitcher number 13, Paxton Shute. Batting fifth, the right fielder number 12, Quentin Gussman. Batting sixth, the third baseman number 24, Bennett Geithner. Batting seventh, the catcher number 6, Dylan Lotzer. Batting eighth, the first baseman number 2, Terrence Seegers. And batting ninth, the left fielder number 7, Riker Donemeyer. The head coach for your Ghosts is Mr. Mike Jenkins, assisted by Al DeGroot, Riley Kanak, and Kobe. Our umpires for today's game is Douglas Steinecke and Jamie Thurn. And now, if you'll please stand, remove your caps, and face the flag out in left field as we play our national anthem.
And we are ready to play ball here on a very warm Tuesday in Kaukauna. Temperatures reaching about 88 degrees, but there's a nice breeze crossing through the press box and on the field here from Kaukauna High School. School year is just about wrapped up, as is the baseball season. 3 more regular season games to go for the Ghosts, 2 for the Polar Bears, as they'll wrap up on Thursday the regular season against Kimberly. Kaukauna with 2 more games this week against Oshkosh North and Manitowoc Lincoln. On the mound today, as is the case most Tuesdays here at Kaukauna High School, Paxton Shue, the lefty, pitching to his backstop Dylan Lotzer, 2 seniors of our 11 senior presentation from the pregame. Another senior over at first base and second base, Terrence Seegers and Caden Kress. The shortstop today is Braden Jenkins, a junior, and his classmate Bennett Geithner will play third. And it's an all senior in left and center field with Riker Donemeyer in left and Braun Schaefer in center, junior Quentin Gustman in right field. So the usual lineup for Coach Mike Jenkins' team, Blake Vandeloo getting the day off, or at least from the starting lineup. Maybe we'll see him as a pinch hitter later on. Get another lefty bat in the order. Leading things off for the Hortonville Polar Bears is Jack Tenney, a senior center fielder. He'll be followed by the DH, Colton Jens. Jens is hitting for today's pitcher, Mason Burichter. The number 3 hitter is the left fielder, Xavier Enriquez.
Center fielder number 1, Jack Tenney.
As Tenney comes to the plate, batting cleanup, Gary Weiss. The shortstop, Brock Wolter, the third baseman, will bat 5th. Isaac Benke, today's right fielder, batting 6th. Elijah Yeager, the junior second baseman, in the 7-hole. Today's first baseman, Derek Bombach, will bat 8th. And Jaime Varela, the senior catcher, will bat 9th for Coach Yeager. Fastball runs outside from Paxton Shue. We saw Paxton get into a little bit of trouble last Tuesday against Neenah in the first inning, but after that, he was very solid. 1-0, swung on and missed. And Paxton gets back even against Tenney. I do have stats for this Hortonville team from Max Preps. Tenney, a .245 hitter, 2 doubles on the season. Swing and a miss. Slider down and in, and Shue works his way ahead. First time these teams met, both Tenney, the leadoff hitter right here, had 2 hits, as did Derek Bombach, who we'll see bat 8th. The 1-2. Up and outside as he tried to get him with the 4-seam. We'll see Paxton mix the 2 different fastballs. You've got that more straight arrow-like 4-seam fastball, and then you got the one that tails away from the right-handed hitter in the sinker. 2-2, breaking ball, swung on and missed. Tenney goes down on strikes to start today's ball game.
Now batting designated hitter number 22, Colton Jens.
Colton Jens up to the plate, just his 10th game of the year, batting .222. Lefty against the lefty Shue. Again, Jens the DH today, batting for the pitcher. Swing and a miss, and that slider's working early for Paxton. That's already the 3rd whiff he's gotten on it. Lotzer gives the sign. Another breaking ball, this time taken, and it's in there. And after that first pitch ball to Tenney, it's been 5 straight strikes. Tenney in a hole against the southpaw Shue. He kicks and fires 0-2, and it is inside. Runs to the arm side and clips the designated hitter.
Now batting left fielder number 8, Xavier Enriquez.
And that'll put a 1-out base runner on for the left fielder, Xavier Enriquez. Back to a righty batter, so they're going right, left, right, and then another righty on deck. Shue with the runner in front of him, kicks and fires, and it's fouled off into the screen. Enriquez on the year, batting .311. He's got 5 doubles and 20 runs batted in. 9 strikeouts to 11 walks, so he's walking more than he strikes out. Really nice trait to have in a player, especially at the top of the lineup. They check over on Jens. He's back safely. 0-1 the count with a runner on first and 1 away. This is lined right at Caden Kress. He's got a chance at 2 and a 4-3 double play. Gets Paxton Shue out of the first. Hard hit off the bat of Enriquez, but Kress makes a nice catch and throw to retire the side. Kaukauna coming to bat when we return here on Zaleski Sports.
We're back with Better Halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you 2 get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, brand
And apologies again, folks, for the in and out connection here. Hopefully we'll get this resolved, as it paused for me during that last commercial break. Get the scoreboard back up here in a second as Bron Schaefer leads things off for the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. Bron headed to Madison Junior College in the fall, and he will be facing Mason Burrichter. Runs outside. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for the Polar Bears in the top of the first, as that line drive double play retired the runner that was on first base. Bron takes up and away, and he's got a great eye at the plate, willing to work a walk. It's 2-0. Burrichter fires. That one misses a little bit closer, but it's still going to be outside. 3-0, and you got to imagine Coach Jenkins telling his leadoff man, taking all the way here, get on base and use your speed. 3-0, runs outside, and Bron will reach on 4 pitches.
Now batting, second baseman number 3, Caden Kress.
Caden Kress headed to the University of Speed, perhaps his best tool. 1-1, taken upstairs. Might have been a strike to Schaefer, but Kress a little bit shorter than Schaefer, and so that's going to be above the top of the zone. 1, Braden Jenkins on deck. Schaefer gets his lead, stays, and ball low. Not the start that the Polar Bears wanted here. A 4-pitch walk, and now a 3-1 count to the number 2 hitter. See if Bron gets on the move here with a 3-ball count. And fakes a steal there, trying to get the pitcher to balk. And Kress nearly called for time. He ends up having a swing, and that's going to be fouled off. Full count. And good adjustment there by Kress. Was not awarded time, as that ball comes back onto the infield from the Hortonville dugout down the first base side. Full count. Most likely we'll see Schaefer on the move here, even with 0 outs. Good battle between Kress and Burrichter, as Burrichter's gotten back in the zone to force this payoff pitch. Schaefer stays. 3-2 is hammered to left field. Going back is Enriquez at the wall and gone. Caden Kress said his favorite Kaukauna baseball memory was his homer against Fond du Lac earlier this year. He can add one more memory to his high school career as he goes yard on a 3-2 pitch. 2-run blast for the senior second baseman, and he will be mobbed by his teammates here as he heads back to the dugout. It's 2-0 Ghosts. Varela goes out to talk to his pitcher, Burrichter.
Now batting, shortstop number 8, Braden Jenkins.
They're enforcing not parking on that back road a little bit more strictly here, and I'm glad no one was back there except for that school bus, because that might have hit a car. 2-run blast, and the bases are empty for Braden Jenkins. Curveball is outside. Today's game brought to you by Travel Leaders Discovery, presented by TLD. Travel Leaders Discovery specializes in creating personalized, unforgettable, and stress-free travel experiences for individuals, families, and groups of all sizes. Travel Leaders Discovery is a full-service agency booking beach vacations, cruises, hotel only and air hotel, Disney, house rental, Varela sets up high and a ball on a high heater. Good bounce back here from Burrichter to get 2 Ks.
Now batting, right fielder number 12, Quentin Gussman.
So Quentin Gussman will come with the bases empty and 2 away. I will try to get the scoreboard sorted in between innings. 3-0 now to Gussman with the bases empty and 2 away. Takes ball 4, and just like Bron Schaefer, a lefty works a 4-pitch walk.
Now batting, third baseman number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Bennett Geithner, the junior third baseman, comes up to the plate with his classmate Gussman on first. After that 4-pitch walk, Geithner would love to do what Caden Kress did with a runner on first after a 4-pitch walk. Hit one over to the left center fence. So this inning has gone walk, home run, strikeout, strikeout, walk. Check over on Gussman, and now the first pitch to Geithner, taken on the outside edge. We've seen Quentin be first pitch swinging a lot this season in the games that we've covered here on Zaleski Sports, taking strike 1 there. 0-1. Gussman with a relatively modest lead over at first, and another pickoff attempt as I say that. Geithner will step out. Moore throws over to first, then pitches home thus far. 0-1 from Burrichter from the stretch here. Comes home. And that's going to run inside, and it clips Bennett Geithner. So a hit by pitch in the top of the first for the Polar Bears, and now Kaukauna gets one here in the bottom.
Now batting, catcher number 6, Dylan Loxer.
And this will bring out the Hortonville manager, I believe. I believe that is Mr. Yeager. But not necessarily a pitching change, as Greg Yeager in his 12th season with the Polar Bears. Overall record of 195 wins and 85 losses. Good for a winning percentage of near 70%, just under. Conference champion coach back in 2018 and 2017. They shared with Kimberly in 2017. That 2018 title for the Polar Bears, the last time that Kimberly has not won conference. And it's the last time any other FVA team has won the conference at all.
Now batting, catcher number 6, Dylan Loxer.
As Kimberly has now won 7 straight outright conference titles, at least 10 of 11 years, the Papermakers have had a share of the conference championship. And that is much the same here in 2026, but these teams are playing for the postseason. As Hortonville found out last year, it can be pretty sweet even if you don't finish first in conference. If you beat Kimberly in the playoffs, it matters even more. And we've got our scoreboard resituated here, hopefully. 2 runs across for Kaukauna. Runners on first and second, and an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Lotzer, already the 7th batter of the inning, gets away from Varela. Gusman's trying for third. He'll be in just ahead of the tag. So Gusman walks, advances on the hit by pitch, and then takes third on a wild pitch. Staying at first is Geithner. So now runners on the corners with 2 outs. And a 1-1 count to the backstop, Lotzer. And there goes the runner from first. Geithner, they got him picked off, and the throw from Burrichter's into center field. He's got his hands at his hips. He thought his shortstop had broken a little bit too far in. He was going to throw it to Wiest right there. And both runners advance, and another run across for the Galloping Ghosts. It's 3-0. Pickoff play gone wrong for the Polar Bears. They had Geithner hung up. Certainly could have gotten him in a rundown and tagged him out, even if Gusman would have likely scored. And now Geithner dancing off of second base. 1-1 catches the outside corner. Burrichter's like that spot here so far. I don't think some of the Kaukauna faithful are happy with that being called a strike. Runner in scoring position for Lotzer. Takes up and away. They were trying for that high fastball that they got Shu to swing on. So the third run of the game, no RBI. That'll score on an error on the pitcher. First error of the day for either side. It's now a 2-2 count. Checking on the runner and lined towards the second baseman. Yeager's back on it, and Lotzer will be retired. 3 runs across on 1 hit, a home run for the Galloping Ghosts. 1 error for Hortonville and 1 left on. We head to the top of the second. Polar Bears looking to scratch across their first run on Zaleski Sports.
Cobeson Bus is hiring its drivers that they need. Cobeson Bus is hiring is the perfect job for me.
Cobeson Buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Cobeson.com.
Cobeson Bus is hiring is the perfect job for me.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. Final warm-up pitch from Paxton Shu in the top of the second. Gary Wiest, one of the few returning all-conference picks. He was honorable mention last season for the Polar Bears. Now he is in his senior season, playing shortstop this afternoon and hitting fourth. On deck, the number 5 hitter, Brock Wolter, and in the hole, Isaac Benke, the right fielder. It's fouled off by Wiest. To make it 0-1, Shu gets ahead. 4, 5, 6 in the order for the Polar Bears. They got a runner on a hit by pitch in the first inning, but he was retired on a line-out double play. Strike on the inside edge, 0-2 to Wiest. Gary, one of the top hitters on this Polar Bear team, hitting .306 this year. Breaking ball is lined into the right center gap. Schaefer on the run. Schaefer will make the catch. Great closing speed from Braun Schaefer in center field.
Now batting, third baseman number 17, Brock Wolter.
And now Brock Wolter will come up with the bases empty. Wolter hitting .250. He's got 2 doubles and a triple, along with 10 runs batted in this season. Takes a heater as Shu nearly falls off the mound there. You couldn't tell by his velocity. He got all of that one. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. From brand development to social media marketing and promotional solutions, we streamline your marketing for maximum results. Learn more at bearpm.com. That's BAERPM.com. 0-2 from Shu to Wolter. It's on the ground. Jenkins to his left. Chest high hop. Throws to Seegers in time. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second.
Now batting, right fielder number 15, Isaac Benke.
Isaac Benke, another senior in this starting lineup. 7 seniors for Coach Yeager, just 2 juniors. Shu delivers to another lefty, and that breaking ball that he was spinning so well in the first inning, in for a strike. Can be a neutralizing pitch, left on left. And he delivers another one. That just clips the bottom of the zone. Good job by Lotzer to frame that well for a called strike. It's 0-2. Paxton Shu looking to get out of the top of the second. 1-2-3. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball right at the first base coach, and that nails him. Might have been out of your frame of view on the broadcast, and we're going to get a check on the assistant coach over there for Hortonville. Looks like athletic director Casey Smith is going to be the one to check on him. And the trainer also going over there to check on our first base coach. I don't know who the first base coach is, but Greg Yeager is assisted by Nick Cordy, Luke Bayman, Nick Stoidel, Alex McIntosh, Colby Schmoody, Ryan Kroll, and A.C. Clothier. I don't know if all those coaches are here today. I think some of the JV staff listed there. So, bit of an eventful foul ball there. It's still 0-2, however. Shu still with the advantage on Isaac Benke, the number 6 hitter. Check swing at a breaking ball, and we're going to have an appeal down to first base, and our field umpire says no swing. 1-2. It's been all breaking balls for Benke at the plate here. On deck, Elijah Yeager, the second baseman. And chopped over to the right side. Seegers is going to have to come get it. Someone's going to have to cover first, and Kress not there in time. Benke will break for second. Kress will have a chance here. Throw to second, not in time. And I believe that will be scored a single and then an error. Benke reaching on a single and then advancing to second on a throwing error by the pitcher. Or no, by the first baseman, pardon me. So first hit of the day for the Polar Bears.
Now batting, second baseman number 7, Elijah Yeager.
As that was a tough play for all involved. Seegers, Kress, Shu. Someone needed to cover first as it was Seegers breaking for the ground ball. Runner on second with 2 away, and now Elijah Yeager, who pitched the last time these teams faced each other. He threw 6 scoreless innings, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Not on the mound today, however. And Hortonville missing their top pitcher from a year ago, Braylon Brantner, who is a senior, committed to Iowa Central Community College. He was the FVA Pitcher of the Year as a junior, but he has not thrown this season due to off-season injury issues. So a big blow to the Polar Bear pitching staff, and they have still managed to have a very good season. Sinking fastball on the outside edge, 2-1. Benke on second. Coach Yeager told me they had only 3 innings of varsity pitching returning this season, so the Polar Bear staff has done a great job to get to their 18-6 record. This is hit to right field. Gustman on the run, shielding his eyes, makes the catch to retire the side. Hard hit by Yeager, but the infield single and error in Benke is left stranded on second base. 3-0 Ghosts headed to the bottom of the second.
Hey, Brian Butch called.
Brian Butch?
He really loves Abbey Bank, but he wants to work here.
What are we going to do with him?
I don't know. Let's let him try a few different jobs.
Let's get you that loan.
Brian, buddy, you're really good at basketball, but maybe leave the banking to us.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Welcome back to Kaukauna. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on for the Polar Bears in the top of the second. In the bottom of the first for Kaukauna, it was 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on. The big swing coming from Caden Kress.
First, number 2, Taryn Seegers.
Taryn Seegers, batting 8th here today. Headed to Highland Community College to play baseball in Illinois next year. And Taryn leading off here. Riker Donnemeyer, the left fielder, will bat second. And then back to the top of the order for Bron Schaefer as the Ghosts sent 7 batters to the plate in the bottom of the first. Burichter winds and fires, fastball low and in, good pitch, and he gets Seegers to whiff. And for the first time today, I believe, or one of the first times, Burichter with an 0-1 count. He was falling behind with first pitch balls in the first. That one off the knuckles there of Seegers. That was in on the hands. He fouls it off, and he finds himself down 0-2. The righty first baseman with another righty in Donnermeyer on deck. 0-2 pitch is upstairs. Seegers taken all the way. That's how they got Shu in the first inning. Burichter likes that high 2-strike fastball. Breaking ball is smacked to center field, and it'll land in front of Jack Tenney for a leadoff single off the bat of Terrence Seegers. Second hit of the day for the Ghosts.
Now batting, left fielder number 7, Riker Donnemeyer.
Riker Donnemeyer back in the starting lineup here. First time we've seen him on Zaleski Sports in a couple weeks. Was primarily the DH earlier this season. Today playing left field on senior day. One of 6 Kaukauna seniors in the lineup today. One of 11 seniors total. And takes the ball up and away. Today's game brought to you by Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Say cheese on Friday, May 29th and Saturday, May 30th. Coming up this weekend. Enjoy the Mayor's Breakfast Parade and live music at Nuts Deep 2. For more info, go to visitmarshfield.com. This is popped up on the short outfield grass. Yeager calling and catching. Nice play in the sun. He lost his hat. Sunglasses stayed on, though.
Now batting, center fielder number 1, Bron Schaefer.
So Donnermeyer pops out to make it 1 on and 1 away. Bron Schaefer walked on 4 pitches his first time up. And he's got Seegers at first base. The 0-0 to Schaefer, as I believe the softball regional game has gotten underway. Or nope, not quite yet. I thought it was starting at 5. Maybe some pregame postseason announcements taking place. as Kaukauna hosts the Manitowoc Lincoln Ships. Schaefer grounds it through the right side past the glove of Yeager. Seegers to second base. He'll stop there. And Kaukauna's got something cooking in the bottom of the second.
Now batting, second baseman number 3, Caden Kress.
Caden Kress to the plate. He was the hero of the bottom of the first, hitting a 2-run homer over the left center wall. Second time I've seen him do that this year. We had that game against Fond du Lac where we had those broadcasting quality issues. So you won't be able to find it on our YouTube page anymore, but Caden Kress was the highlight house player of the game in that one. And shaping up to be the highlight house player of the game yet again, as that one was lost by Varela, and both runners advance. Second and third now, 1-0 count. Hopefully the camera not giving you guys too much of an issue at home. If it's hurting your eyes a little bit, I certainly understand. Hopefully it'll figure itself out here, as now with 2 runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch grounded to the third baseman. Seegers is caught in a pickle. Run down by Wolter. Varela with the tag and a scary play. He held on to the ball. Will be out. Or no call here. I think certainly the runner was out, but right now more of the concern should be on Varela's health, as that was a nasty collision. Wolter got Seegers in a rundown and then fed to his catcher. Seegers really no chance at a slide there. The important, in terms of whether he was out or safe, Varela held on to the ball the whole time. As we waited for things to be sorted out, Kress made it all the way to second, and Schaefer stopped at third. Base running by Caden to take advantage of the pickle situation. And the way that the Coach Yeager seems upset with the call, I think it was ruled that Seegers was safe. Certainly seems like Hortonville feels that the initial call was safe. And Varela still, as he gets to a seated position here, reminded of football season. We don't necessarily sensitive situation. Just give Varela some time as he gets to his feet here. In football season, whenever a player's down, we don't want to linger on them too much, just to give them some respect. Happens certainly more on the gridiron. And we're waiting up here in the booth, as this is where our scoreboard is as well, waiting to see if the run scores or not. Just need clarification. And we're waiting for an official call here as our home plate umpire gets another ball. And can only speculate, as Varela is going to get situated by his pitcher here. Whether it was an out or not, great play by the Hortonville backstop. And that run will count. So no out recorded on the play. It'll just be a fielder's choice that allowed Kress to reach.
Shortstop number 8, Braden Jenkins.
So a bit of tough luck there for the Polar Bears. Seegers scores. Schaefer to third, and Kress reaches on the fielder's choice and advances to second. No RBI for Kress, if I'm not mistaken. Well, no. It's treated like an RBI groundout, I believe. So that would be his third run batted in of the day. Runners on second and third, and a 1-0 count to Braden Jenkins. Takes the strike on the outside edge. He struck out on a full count his first time up. Now it's a 1-1 count. Schaefer on third with great speed. A sac fly would certainly score him. A hit could bring home two as Jenkins lofts one foul down the right field line and over the fence. And now 1-2. Jenkins looking to avoid punching out here. Battle his way back from a 1-2 deficit. Hopefully Varela is all right. We'll see if he stays in the game past this inning. But as a catcher, as Schaefer will break for the plate on a pickoff attempt to second. Good instincts there from Braun as they weren't going to get a throw home from the second baseman in time with his speed. Unaware of how that's scored. I believe Schaefer just technically scores on the throw. No RBI, certainly, for Jenkins. It's 5-0 now. Kress on second. Swing and a miss from Jenkins on a high fastball. Second strikeout for him on the day. Third strikeout for Burichter.
Now batting, pitcher number 13, Paxton Shue.
Paxton Shue to the plate with a runner on second and 2 away. 2 more runs across for Kaukauna. In the bottom of the second, it's a 5-0 lead for the Galloping Ghosts. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Amplitel Technologies, Pagoni's Pizza, and Jexie's Restaurant. Shue grounds one foul to make it 0-1, and the softball game getting underway over to our left. WIAA Regional Semifinal in Division 1. 2 games to win regionals, 2 to win sectionals, and then another 3 at state in Division 1. Paxton Shue 0-1, as it'll be a regional final next week for the Galloping Ghosts, as they got a bye through the semifinal. The baseball team did, I should clarify. Kress breaks for third. Pitch taken for a ball, and no throw as Varela unable to squeeze it. Stolen base for Caden Kress, the first of the day for the Ghosts. And now a runner just 1 base away for Paxton Shue. Of course, with 2 outs. Sac fly not possible, but if there's another pass ball or wild pitch, we could see Kress come home. That one is on the outside edge. Kaukauna faithful not loving that call. Not the most controversial call of the inning, certainly. Hortonville fans probably don't feel like that one is even to that run that scored. 1-2, setting up way outside Varela. Fastball is outside. 2-2. 5 runs on 3 hits for the Galloping Ghosts, 1 error defensively. Hortonville no runs on 1 hit, 1 error defensively. The 2-2 to Shue. Up and in. He almost went around in defense mode there, but able to hold back as a nearly in my hands. It'll be a full count, and Caden Kress will stay at third base here with nobody else on. Payoff pitch coming to Paxton Shue. 3-2, foul tip there for Paxton. He struck out on a high fastball his first time up. Good fight here. On deck, Quentin Gustman, the left-handed right fielder. So we've had a couple of injury scares on the Hortonville side, our first base coach and the catcher, but both seem to be okay. Another 3-2 coming from Burichter. He winds and fires. Shue with another foul ball back. He's on it. Just a little bit off on the timing there. As the Kaukauna faithful cheering him on, letting him know he's in there. He's right on it. Early 5-0 lead for the Galloping Ghosts. Shue can help his own cause on the mound here, trying to bring home Kress. Our third 3-2 pitch. Kress breaking, and he'll hold up. It is hit to the outfield, out to right center. Benke makes the catch near the wall. That had extra bases written all over it. Great catch by Isaac Benke to strand a runner at third base. We go to the top of the third. Kaukauna leading 5-0.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman. Welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflatiri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
However and wherever you want to travel the world, Travel Leaders Discovery can help you get there. Beach vacations, family trips, cruises, romantic getaways, Disney vacations, U.S. travel and business travel. Travel Leaders Discovery, proudly helping families, couples, and businesses explore the world through all-inclusive of all kinds. Call them today in Green Bay, Appleton, and Sheboygan to create your memories for a lifetime.
On to the bottom of the third, on to the top of the third. Kaukauna with a 5-0 lead. In the bottom of the second, 2 runs for the Ghosts on 2 hits, 1 Hortonville error, and 1 runner left on. That was Caden Kress, left on third base with 2 outs. A couple of weird ways to score a run there for the Ghosts as the inning went single for Seegers, pop out, single for Braun Schaefer, made it first and second. Then a passed ball advanced both runners to second and third, and then on a chopper to the third baseman from Caden Kress, Wolter did the right thing, the third baseman, and ran down Seegers in between third and home. They had him run down, his throw a little bit too late to the plate, so Seegers wasn't going to turn back the throw to the catcher, and then a collision between Varela and Seegers. Sure looked like Varela, he held onto the ball, but maybe the tag wasn't made as Seegers sort of collided with his legs. And Terrence Seegers was awarded home plate. Hortonville not happy about it, and I think they had a pretty good argument there. And then a second run in the inning scored on a second and third situation. Kress on second, Schaefer on third. They pick off to second, and as soon as that pickoff attempt went to second base to check on Kress, Braun Schaefer broke for home and scored. So one of the quirkier innings you'll see, as again we're having the video problems. I apologize, folks. I'll have to ask after this game is over how to remedy that more efficiently. Derek Bombach leading off the top of the third for the Hortonville Polar Bears. He takes a strike from Paxton Shue and falls behind 0-1. That one is going to be low and away. Bombach, a righty hitter, and then on deck at the bottom of the order, Jaime Varela, the catcher. So good to see that he's still in the game after that scary collision. That one is up and away. So Bombach ahead now, 2-1. See what Shue and Lotzer cook up here to get back into the count. It's been that breaking ball all day that they've been relying on, and it helps them there. Swing and a miss from Bombach. You're not going to see a breaking ball at the high school level much better than that. Another one is low and in, and Bombach says it hits him. He's awarded first base. Second hit batsman of the day for Paxton Shue.
Now batting pitcher number 30, Jamie Varela.
That's been the one. It's been the one issue for Shue today. Coach Jenkins just wanted clarification that the batter didn't walk on ball 3. He reached first base instead on the hit by pitch. Free pass either way, but runner on first. First leadoff man of the day to reach for the Polar Bears as Varela takes up and away. Leadoff man Jack Tenney on deck. Varela Skies one to center field. It's going to be right at Schaefer. Barely had to move to his left. Hung up. Well hit by the catcher.
Now batting center fielder number 1, Jack Tenney.
For the first out of the inning. And Tenney up with a runner on first base and one away. Good swing from Varela, especially after I was a little bit concerned for his legs after that collision, but certainly seems to be hanging in there. Jack Tenney had a pretty good battle with Shu his first time up, ended up striking out. Only strikeout of the day for Shu thus far was to lead off the game. As the Polar Bears have been putting the ball in play more than most teams do against Paxton Shu, as last week against Nina, I think he had 13 strikeouts. Tenney down the line and fair. It's into the corner. Donnermeyer running after it. Around second is Bombach. He'll get the stop sign at third, and it's a one-out double for the leadoff man, center fielder Jack Tenney.
Now batting designated hitter number 22, Colton Jens.
So 2 runners into scoring position for the Polar Bears here in the third inning. Great swing there from Tenney down the line, and perhaps a bit of a spark here for Hortonville in the third. First hit for Hortonville that has left the infield, as their first hit of the day, and the second was a squibber to the first baseman Seegers. Colton Jens, the DH, takes the strike, and that time it's inside. His first time up, he reached on a hit by pitch, and then eventually he got doubled off on a line drive to Caden Kress. He was caught too far off of the first base bag. Shu winds and fires, and it's a hit to the right side. Seegers not going to have a play at the plate. He'll concede the run, get the out at first. Bombach scores on an RBI groundout for Colton Jens.
Now batting left fielder number 8, Xavier Enriquez.
Smart play there by Seegers. Not worth trying to throw home there when you've got a 5-run cushion. So Jens grounds out, but he gets the RBI, and now it's a runner on third with 2 outs and 1 in. Line drive, caught by Jenkins. What a diving play. That'll save a run and end the inning. First pitch swinging for Enriquez. He stung it, and a backhanded diving catch for Jenkins sends us to the bottom of the third. 1 run across for Hortonville. Kaukauna still with a 4-run lead on Zaleski Sports.
Join us for Marshfield's Dairy Fest. Say cheese! Kick things off on Friday, May 29th with the Mayor's Breakfast from 5:30 to 9:30 a.m. Then at 5 p.m., head to Columbia Park for a night of family-friendly entertainment, including the play, Winnie the Pooh, and Friends. The fun continues on Saturday, May 30th with the parade at 11 a.m. Afterward, make your way to Wenzel Family Plaza for more activities. Be sure to explore the craft show at Chestnut and West 3rd Street, and while you're there, stop by the Pie and Ice Cream Social at the Upham Mansion. Wrap up the day at the Outdoor Beer Garden, hosted by Nuts Deep 2, featuring live music. For more information, go to visitmarshfield.com.
Meda Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at medacustom.com.
Back on Zaleski Sports for the bottom of the third. Quinn Gussman leading off for the Galloping Ghosts against a new pitcher for Hortonville. Number 19 on the mound, Matthew Tank. So Burrichter goes 2 innings. Allows 5 runs, not all of them earned. Gussman leading off. And Tank's second pitch up and outside to make it 2-0. Gusman will be followed by Geithner and Lotzer. First time up, Quinton walked on 4 pitches. He has yet to see a strike today, as he's now facing Matthew Tank. Taken outside, and it's 3-0. That'll be the end of Burichter's day on the mound. Gusman takes the strike. 8th pitch of the day, but he finally sees the strike. On the season, Matthew Tank has appeared in 5 games. He's got a .72 ERA. And that one's going to be up and away. Quinton Gusman walking on 5 pitches in his second time up.
Now batting, third baseman number 24, Bennett Geithner.
Geithner was hit by a pitch his first time up. Tank has pitched 9 2/3 innings this year, 11 walks to 6 strikeouts, and make it 12 as Gusman is aboard. Thank you again to the Hortonville coaches for the Max Preps stats. Geithner was hit by a pitch his first time up. Eventually, he was left stranded on second base. Takes a strike. Amplitel Technologies boosts IT and technology for businesses in northeastern Wisconsin and beyond. From help desk support to Wi-Fi and phone solutions, trust the experts at Amplitel. Visit ampliteltech.com for a free consultation. That's AMPLITELTECH.com. Pickoff attempt on Gusman, unsuccessful. Curveball is outside. Hortonville, a 4 seed in Division 1 Sectional 2. They will play next Tuesday. Did not get a bye. Only 3 teams got a bye in the sectional, including Kaukauna. As this one is flied into short center field. Coming in is Tenney, lays out, can't make the catch. It'll be a hit. And heading to second is Gusman. Geithner taking second base on the heads-up base running there.
Now batting, pitcher number 6, Dylan Lotzer.
I'm going to rule that a single and an error in my very unofficial scorebook. As Tenney, had he just let the ball drop in front of him, certainly wouldn't have allowed the extra bases there. So Gusman all the way to third, Geithner up to second. Nobody out for Dylan Lotzer. He lined out to the second baseman his first time. Takes a ball upstairs. Second error of the day for the Polar Bears. Strike delivered on a heater from Matthew Tank. And Geithner now 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch. 2 runners in scoring position for Lotzer. Takes a ball, gets away from Varela, but not far enough for Gusman to think about trying to score. Tank shaking his head as he goes back to the mound. Still had a smile on his face, though. Looking to retire Lotzer and perhaps strand these runners, or at least keep them where they are for a batter or 2. Strike on the outside edge to make it 2-2. Softball game is underway over on the field to our left. Manitowoc with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. 2-2, swung on and fouled over to the JV field as the JV players with a very delayed reaction. I don't think it was going to get any of them. As that their season wrapping up, I bet you they've only got probably 1 game remaining, maybe 2. The 2-2 from Tank to Lotzer, taken, and it's going to be upstairs, I believe. Caught the plate, but high. Full count now. A walk would load the bases with Terran Seegers on deck. Tank winds and fires, and it's over the head of Lotzer. He takes ball 4 and will reach for the first time today.
Now batting, first baseman number 2, Darren Seegers.
McCoy Lanu on to run for Lotzer. Number 15, the courtesy runner. And Terrence Seegers comes up with the bases loaded and nobody out. Much different situation than his first time up when he led off the second inning with a single. He would come around to score on a RBI ground out, fielder's choice from Caden Kress. Seegers takes up and away from Tank. No, one hit in the inning for the Ghosts as Seegers takes away 2-0. So now 4 hits on the day for Kaukauna. Schaefer, Seegers, Geithner all with singles, and then Caden Kress with the 2-run home run back in the first. 2-0, Seegers takes a strike as Tank gets back in the zone. Seegers heading to play community college baseball next season in Illinois. 3-1 as a couple of different guys on the Kaukauna team headed to play community college / junior college baseball next year. 3-1. Tank needs a strike here. Swing and a miss on a cutting fastball. And we've got a payoff pitch upcoming. Full count. Nobody out, so runners will not be on the move just yet. But something's got to give here. Ball 4 would plate a run for the Ghosts. Tank looking to get his first out of the inning. Infield in, 3-2. It is chopped to the right side to first base coach Riley Kanak, but it is foul. We'll do it over again. Baumbach, the first baseman, in on the grass, as is the third baseman, Wolter. Middle infielders a little, maybe a step farther back, as they're right on the edge of the turf grass and the dirt. Seegers hits it to left. Enriquez on the run. It's over his head, to the wall, off the wall. 1 run will score. Around third base is Geithner to score the second. Leno to third. It's a 2 RBI double for Terrence Seegers to make it 7-1.
Now batting, left fielder number 7, Riker Donemeyer.
Apologize that I didn't have the Hortonville run on the scoreboard there. Our updated score of 7-1. Terrence Seegers, have yourself a day. He's got 1 run scored, 2 hits, a single and a double, and now 2 runs batted in. Meeting on the mound between Coach Yeager and his relief pitcher Tank. Gustman scores from third. Geithner from second. Leno, the courtesy runner for the catcher Lotzer, goes first to third. And Terrence Seegers to second. Had a line drive single in the second inning, and then that fly ball off the wall in left center. Here to drive in a couple. Coming to the plate, Riker Donemeyer at the bottom of the order, today's left fielder. Both of these teams playing in Sectional 2 of the WIAA state tournament. The sectional round will take place at Kimberly. That'll be on Tuesday, June 9th, 2 weeks from today. Donemeyer takes on the outside edge to make it 0-1. Both of these teams ranked in the top 20 in the Wisconsin Baseball Coaches Association poll. Kimberly is ranked number 5. Neenah fell out of the poll this week, and Donemeyer strokes a single to center field. Leno scores. Seegers getting the wave around third. He will score as the throw is late. Donemeyer breaking for second. Tank backing up the play. Good throw, and he is out. Great play from Matthew Tank on the tail end of that play. Backing up his catcher and delivering a strike down to second base.
Now batting, center fielder number 1, Braun Schaefer.
So Donnemeyer brings home 2 on a single, but gets thrown out at second base. That out will go 8-1-4, as I believe it was not cut off on the throw from the outfield. First out of the inning for the Ghosts is recorded on the bases. 4 runs in, and 1 out for Braun Schaefer. Braun 1 for 1 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Takes a first pitch strike, squares to bunt, and pushes foul to his manager, Mike Jenkins. Hottest game we've had here in Kaukauna so far this year, nearly 90 degrees at first pitch. I believe temperature starting to go down a little bit as we approach sunset. 0-2 with the bases empty for Schaefer. Takes a pitch low. A week from today, Hortonville will play their first playoff game as they host the co-op of Green Bay East and Green Bay West. The Red Devils and the Wildcats combining to form the Devil Cats. Schaefer lines it past the third baseman, Wolter, and he's aboard with a single. He's going for 2. It was fumbled by Enriquez in left field, and Schaefer will take a double, or perhaps a single and an error.
Now batting, second baseman number 3, Caden Kress.
I think with the bobble by Enriquez, it's got to be ruled an error that allowed Schaefer to reach second, but even if he hadn't bobbled it, that might have been a close play at second base. Schaefer with his second hit of the day. He's been on all 3 times in all 3 innings. Caden Kress with a runner on second. Schaefer breaks for third, and that single will bring home Schaefer as he was on the move. Caden Kress with his 4th run batted in today. Runner on first now with 1 away. Second time that Kress has brought home Schaefer. And Caden Kress on first base with 1 away for Braden Jenkins. Jenkins has struck out twice so far to start today, but begins this plate appearance 1-0. Good hit and run there from Caden Kress and Braun Schaefer. Schaefer, I think, had the bag stolen had Kress not even made contact, and now Kress has got to wait, and he'll be safe at second as a single falls in for Braden Jenkins.
Now batting, pitcher number 13, Paxton Shue.
Paxton Shue to the plate. I believe we will have a pitching change, however, as Coach Yeager comes to the mound for Matthew Tank. Kress to second, and Jenkins on for his first time today. The new pitcher will be number 27 as I consult my roster. Adam DeHai, a junior, will come on here. As we take a peek at his pitching stats on the year, he has appeared in 4 games. He's got a 0 ERA, 5 strikeouts, and just 1 walk.
Number 27, Adam DeHai.
That is D-E capital H-A-A-I, DeHai. So Tank comes in the third, only able to get the 1 out, and that was on the bases as he delivered a great throw. Got his 1 out more as a fielder than a pitcher. Already 5 runs across here for the Ghosts in the bottom of the third. As DeHai gets loose, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Zaleski Sports.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Welcome back on Zalesky Sports. Paxton Shue to the plate, the 9th batter of the inning. Again, apologies for this video malfunction here today. Not something that I've dealt with this season thus far. It has been resolving itself pretty quickly within a minute or so, so hopefully it does so here. Paxton Shue to face the new pitcher, Adam DeHaye. Runners on first and second with one away. Stealing third is Kress, a delayed steal, and Jenkins to second. Throw gets into left field, and Kress will take home on the throwing error. Make it 11-1. Delayed double steal there. The steal of third goes before the steal of second. Second run scored for Kress today, as he's been on all 3 times. The pitch was a strike, as it's now 0-1 to Shue with a runner on second. 6th run of the inning. And now heading for third is Jenkins. Awkward swing there for Shue. And he's looking to be hurt. He maybe popped his knee awkwardly. Unfortunately, one of many injury instances we've had so far today, and Paxton's headed to the dugout. I think that's going to be the end of his day, both at the plate and on the mound. Going to have a pinch hitter here take over his at-bat, as it was a foul ball. It's now 0-2. Hitter is going to be number 5, Jack Hawk, one of our seniors being recognized today. So the count stays the same, and new hitter coming on here. As Shue to the dugout, certainly looked to be something to do with his legs. Not a tough break for Kaukauna on what has been a very successful day otherwise. And Jack Hawk to the plate here, number 5.
New batter is number 5, Jack Hawk.
0-2 count, as the umpire verifies. So tough spot to be put in here for Hawk, cold off the bench, and you've only got 1 strike to work with. You got to battle on anything close. Runner at second is Jenkins. And a pickoff. Fake to second. Certainly hope the best for Paxton Shue, as he immediately went to the dugout there. DeHaye ahead of the new hitter Hawk, 0-2. Jenkins going to third. Hawk takes strike 3, and the throw to third base not in time. Jenkins swipes another bag.
New batter is number 10, Max Hippus.
Second out of the inning there on the looking strikeout. Runner advances to third. And now another pinch hitter, Max Hippus, Hietpas, batting in the place of Quentin Gustman. 2 outs, runner on third is Jenkins. As this is the 10th batter of the inning, it gets by the catcher Varela. He throws to DeHaye, and that will be an out at the plate. Jenkins broke a little bit too late. Good play from the catcher to the pitcher, and we will see Hippus hit in the 4th inning as Hortonville gets out of it. 6 runs across, though, for the Galloping Ghosts. They lead 11-1 as we head to the 4th inning on Zalesky Sports.
Help us create iron castings the world uses and trusts. At Waupaca Foundry, you're not just making parts. It's the pride in what you do, the quality of people beside you, and the career you create. What we make matters. Who makes them matters more. Join us. Cast your future at Waupaca Foundry. Visit jobs.waupacafoundry.com. Go Comets! Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's drivers that they need. Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Kaukauna buses would like to thank all of our school bus drivers throughout the state of Wisconsin for their safe driving. If you would like to make a difference in your community with a fun and rewarding part-time job, apply at Kaukauna.com.
Cobuson Bus is hiring. It's the perfect job for me.
Welcome back on Zaleski Sports. New pitcher on the mound for the Galloping Ghosts after the injury to Pax 4 to the season, perhaps even Kaukauna's number 2 starter. But he's going to come in here in relief on his senior day, as Shu had an awkward swing at the plate and looked to be something with his leg. Hopefully Paxton doing all right. Removed from this game, but hopefully we'll be back in the near future. And we got a couple of new fielders. Max Hippis, who was at the plate when the final out of the bottom of the third happened on the bases. He'll lead off the next inning. He's at shortstop.
Now batting, number 18, Gary Weiss.
And just coming in was Cole Vandeloo to play right field. Yeah, so Braden Jenkins exited the game. It looked like Jenkins was going to play right field, but Jenkins moves to third, pardon me. So Geithner exits the game. Jenkins will stay in. Strike is taken by the leadoff hitter here, the number 4 hitter in the order, Gary Weist. Swing and a miss. And Carson Gates ahead 0-2. Weist lined out to Braun Schaefer his first time up. And swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Lotzer will throw down to Seegers to complete the play. First strikeout of the day for Carson Gates.
Third baseman number 17, Brock Wolter.
Just the second time that Hortonville struck out as a team. Paxton Shu struck out the first hitter of the game. And then Hortonville's been putting the ball in play as Wolter drives a high fly ball into left center. Under it is Schaefer for the second out of the inning. 2 quick outs for Carson Gates.
Right fielder number 15, Isaac Benke.
So Jenkins switches from shortstop to third base. Hippis comes in to play shortstop, and then Vandeloo is going to play right field. He replaces Bennett Geithner in the order. Hippis replaced Quentin Gustman. Another first strike here to Benke. Benke on an infield single his first time up. And he's down 0-2 as Carson Gates is working quite the pace here. The 0-2. Breaking ball low in the turf. Good block by Dylan Lotzer behind the plate. So Jenkins remains the only junior remaining in the lineup, as we have another senior on the mound here in Carson Gates. 0-2 on a high fastball. Second strikeout of the day for Carson. 1-2-3 in the fourth. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Kaukauna leading 11-1 on Zaleski Sports.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.
We have our raffle winner here of $500 to Delaria. Congratulations.
The quality materials used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Let's change the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
So Max Hippis will now lead off the bottom of the fourth. He was at the plate in the bottom of the third as a pinch hitter when Braden Jenkins tried to score on a wild pitch and was thrown out by the catcher. So now he's not up as a pinch hitter, but rather as the shortstop. And we're going to have a timeout called here. DeHaye remains on the mound for Hortonville. He got the last 2 outs of the third and delivers the first pitch strike here. Kaukauna leading by 10. Looking to add on here. Curveball over the top. Nice delivery from DeHaye. And Hippis finds himself down 0-2. We saw Jack Hawk coming in as a pinch hitter with an 0-2 count. Hippis now down 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nice job by DeHaye to get the first out of the inning.
Number 11, Cole Vandeloo.
Cole Vandeloo to the plate, the new right fielder. Cole, a senior. Blake Vandeloo, who has started many games this year, a junior on this Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts varsity baseball team. So it's a 10-run lead for Kaukauna. If the lead holds, they would just need to get 3 outs without allowing a run in the top of the 5th to finish this game in 5 innings, or 4.5 innings. If they are able to score 5 runs here in the bottom of the 4th, they could walk it off on a 15-run mercy rule. 1-0 to Vandeloo. Takes a ball off the outside edge of the plate. Dylan Lotzer on deck. Vandeloo hitting in the place of Bennett Geithner, the number 6 spot in the order. 2-0. Taken for a strike. Vandeloo watches it all the way in. Now he's ready to go. Score over on the softball field. Now 3-0 in the top of the third in favor of the visiting Manitowoc Lincoln Ships. Foul ball from Cole Vandeloo, and he's to a 2-2 count. Again, Lotzer on deck, and then if either batter were to reach, then it would be Terran Seegers coming to the plate. The 2-2 to the senior Vandeloo. Takes a ball low and away on a breaker, and he's worked it full. Thanks to our game day sponsors, Travel Leaders Discovery and Bear Performance Marketing. Payoff pitch coming with the bases empty and 1 out. Swing and foul down the right field line. It was nearly dropping in for extra bases there, but Cole just a little bit late as that ball nearly hit the field umpire. It went right in between the field umpire and first base coach Riley Kanak of Kaukauna. Sky's a little bit foreboding out in left center field as another 3-2 delivered, and Cole Vandeloo works a walk. Nice plate appearance there for the senior. Number 11 is on.
Now batting, catcher number 6,
Dylan
Dylan Lotzer.
Lotzer to the plate with a runner on first and 1 away. So far today, Dylan is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Come with your friends and family to Jexie's Family Restaurant. They will offer a cozy coffee house feel with that classic diner experience. With breakfast, lunch, and dinner options, you will never leave feeling hungry. Check out Jexie's on Crooks Avenue in Kaukauna or search Jexie's on Facebook today. That's Jexi''. Foul ball from Dylan Lotzer makes it 0-1. He's got Cole Vandeloo on first and Taryn Seegers on deck. Seegers 2 for 2 on the day with 2 runs batted in and 2 runs scored. Over the top curveball. Pretty looking pitch there from the third Hortonville pitcher of the day, Adam DeHai. DeHai, a junior. The starting pitcher today, Burrichter, was a senior. And that one's going to be outside on a fastball. And then the first reliever of the day, Matthew Tank, another junior. So Coach Yeager, in the pregame talk I had with him, said with Braylon Brantner, their returning conference pitcher of the year, going down to injury, they had only 3 innings of varsity experience returning on this roster. As foul ball there by Lotzer, he stays alive. And they've done a great job this season. They've gotten big performances up and down their pitching staff. In terms of innings pitched, the leader on the year has been Isaac Benke, and then Burrichter and today's second baseman, Elijah Yeager. All of them are over 35 innings pitched. Benke's got 47. 1-2 taken upstairs. And Benke has pitched to a 1.49 ERA. Burrichter 1.54. Yeager 1.18. 2-2 coming. Lotzer skies one to left field. Enriquez back on it at the wall, and he will make the catch. Just under it was Dylan Lotzer, nearly going yard.
Now batting, first baseman number 2, Taryn Seegers.
Great at bat there for Dylan Lotzer to work it to a 2-2 count. Nearly got all of that one. He'll head back to the dugout with a smile on his face. Taryn Seegers up. He singled in the second inning, came around to score on a Caden Kress groundout, and then doubled in the third. Came home to score on a Riker Donnemeyer single. Another curveball landed for a strike by DeHai. 0-1. Runner on first base is Cole Vandeloo. Riker Donnemeyer on deck. Kaukauna with a 10-run lead. 0-1 is swatted into center field. Tenney over. Tenney makes the catch on his forehand side. A 1-out walk is left stranded as Kaukauna is held scoreless for the first time today. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the top of the 5th. Kaukauna needing a 1-2-3 inning to win 11-1 in 5 innings. We head to this break on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
On to the top of the 5th on Zaleski Sports. Carson Gates back to the mound for his second inning of work. He had a perfect first inning with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Kaukauna with a 10-run lead. Hortonville needs to score a run to keep this game alive. Deep fly ball off the bat of Elijah Yeager is caught by Donnermeyer in left field for a first pitch out.
Now batting, first baseman number 14, Derek Bombach.
Derek Bombach has scored the lone run for Hortonville here today. He was hit by a pitch in the third inning, eventually came home to score on a Colton Jens RBI groundout. Gates winding and firing, and that's going to be outside. Kaukauna with 2 more games coming up this week at Oshkosh North to wrap up FVA play on Thursday, and then they will go to Manitowoc to play a non-conference tune-up game on Friday. Hortonville will wrap up their regular season hosting Kimberly, the conference champions, on Thursday. 2-1 to the number 8 hitting first baseman Bombach. On deck is the catcher Jaime Varela. That one is fouled off the first base side, and Gates has worked his way back even. Gates typically a starter this season, but as Bron Schaefer has gotten healthier on the mound, he's been coming in relief a couple of times. Bombach again fouling this one off, and it's going to get out of play. Seegers gave it a look, but no chance, as that would have been about 15 rows back. Another 2-2 from Gates to the first baseman. Breaking ball is left upstairs, and that'll run the count full. Bombach trying to get on for a second time, perhaps without a hit. Gates will wind and fire. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and Gates has got his 3rd strikeout. Kaukauna 1 out away from a victory.
Now batting, catcher number 30, Jamie Varela.
And Varela is going to be the last hope for the Polar Bears. He flew out to center field his first time up, right at Bron Schaefer on a well-hit ball. And he needs to reach to keep this game alive for Hortonville. Fastball pulled to the outside there by Gates. On the year, Varela, as this is grounded, it goes off the pitching hand of Gates. I think it just clipped his finger, and it's into center field for Varela's first hit of the day.
Now batting, center fielder number 1, Jack Tenney.
And Varela did just what he needed to. Gates didn't seem to even be fazed by that ball clipping off his finger. I think he's okay. And courtesy runner on for the catcher, Varela, is number 20, Connor Christensen. And Jack Tenney, who doubled his last time up to the plate, takes a strike. It's his first time facing Carson Gates today. Gates was the starting pitcher in the first meeting between these teams. Ended up taking the loss in that one as Hortonville won 6-2. Swing and a miss from Tenney, and Kaukauna 1 pitch away. Oh 2 with Christensen running for Varela at first. Gates' delivery from the stretch, it's fouled off. Tenney stays alive. Were Tenney to reach, Colton Jens, the DH, is on deck. He's 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and an RBI groundout. Remains 0-2 on the leadoff man, Tenney, today's starting center fielder. Christensen gets his lead. Taken for strike 3 on the outside edge, and Kaukauna takes it 11-1 in 5 innings. Kaukauna getting their 13th FVA win of the year.
Ball game as your Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts take this one in 5, 11-1 over the Hortonville Polar Bears. We'd like to once again thank all seniors this year for an outstanding season.
In the final inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Polar Bears. On the day, 1 run on 3 hits, 3 errors for Hortonville. Kaukauna with 11 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. Kaukauna improves to 17-6, including a 13-4 FVA record, and I believe that nearly wraps up a second-place finish for them. Nobody can pass them, certainly. So Kaukauna assured finishing no worse than tied for second in the FVA this season after finishing 10-8 and in 5th place a year ago. Great improvement shown by Coach Mike Jenkins' team this year in this, their final home regular season game. They'll be back at home next Thursday in a regional final to play either De Pere or Appleton West. And that will do it for today's game. Coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield or Curtis or at NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll head to a quick word from Nasonville Dairy and then be back with Coach Jenkins and a player of his choosing. In fact, actually, I'm going to make the choice this time. We will re-interview Caden Kress as we lost that one from early in the season against Fond du Lac, and Caden Kress will be our Highlight House player of the game coming up after this.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Welcome back, folks, as we're back on the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. I've got a new microphone here today. Hopefully it's working. It's a little bit quiet, but Coach Jenkins still meeting with the team, so I'm going to mute myself. That was driving me nuts in my ears. We're just waiting to him to wrap up his postgame meeting. Kaukauna improves to 17-6. Already 5 more wins than they had last year when they finished with just 12, and they are 13-4 in conference play, looking to finish strong at Oshkosh North on Thursday, and then they'll have a game against Manitowoc Lincoln to wrap out their regular season next on Friday. Then after that, they will play the winner of De Pere and Appleton West next week, Thursday, here at Kaukauna. That will be the regional final between the 3-seed Kaukauna and then either the 6-seed De Pere Redbirds or the number 11 seed Appleton West Terrors. De Pere with a win over Kaukauna this year, 4-3 in De Pere, but they would have to come on the road if they were to win against Appleton West. And then Appleton West has fallen to the Ghosts twice, both at home and on the road. Coach Jenkins wrapping up the post-game meeting. He'll be coming up to the booth here. Softball game still going on here. 3-1 now as the Ghosts got their first run across. Manitowoc still leading that one. Just wrapping up this game, Paxton Shue goes 3 innings on the mound, gives up 1 run against Hortonville. It was a hit by pitch that allowed that runner on, and then a double and a ground out that brought him home. Paxton leaves with an injury. Hopefully everything's all right and he's able to come back for the playoffs. I'm sure they'll rest him the rest of the week. But then Carson comes on for 2 scoreless innings of relief and shuts the door for an 11-1 victory for the Galloping Ghosts. Standouts on the offensive side, of course, Caden Kress with his 2-run home run. And he plated 4 in this game as he drove home a runner every time he was at bat. A 2-run homer in the first, an RBI fielder's choice in the second, and then an RBI single in the third. They're getting pictures down on the field right now, so we will certainly be patient and wait for Coach Jenkins to wrap it up, as it is senior day here in Kaukauna. Final regular season home game, but you can come out next Thursday for Kaukauna's home playoff game. Got to imagine they're seated the highest they've been in a long time, certainly in Coach Jenkins' tenure, as they earned a number 3 seed, only behind Kimberly and Bayport, 2 conference champions of the FVA and the FRCC. And they were able to beat Bayport this season and nearly beat Kimberly a couple times. So a great regular season for Coach Jenkins' team in his 4th year. He improves to, I believe, 52 and 39. Or no, pardon me. Let me find it. As he's coming up here with Caden Kress, 52 and 49. I will turn the camera around.
That's probably pretty loud.
That's all right. Oh, I want that to happen.
It works out, okay.
Can I zoom out? There we go. I think this mic is working, Coach. You might need to talk like loudly or into it, but it should be working fine. Coach, a big win for you over Hortonville. You're losing 6-2 at their place last time, and you guys have just sort of been on a roll while they've struggled a little bit here lately, and you guys certainly didn't let your foot off the gas here in your final home regular season game.
Yeah, that was the plan overall today, was to treat it more like a playoff type environment. We're getting ready for that come next week. They're seated right along with us at the 4 seed, so we knew they were going to be a good team. They're throwing one of their better pitchers as well, so we rolled out with one of ours too, and kind of treated it playoff mentality and really put our foot on the gas and went all out at them, and we did jobs.
And certainly big for your seniors. You guys were probably hoping Paxton could go the whole way, but great job by Carson to come in and close the door with those 2 shutout innings, and everybody gets in the game a little bit here and contributes on their senior day. Nice walk by Cole in the bottom of the 4th. What can you say about this group of seniors? And it's the first group that you've had for all 4 years as you're in your 4th year coaching here at Kaukauna.
Yeah, I can't ask for much better of a first group to fully come through our program since taking over. A lot of talented players and more so a lot of great kids. Awesome to be able to get everyone in here on senior day and see all of them contribute in some sort of way. That's ultimately our goal on these days, but at the same time, like I said, we were treating it kind of like, hey, we're in this game to win it, and the way we started out gave everyone an opportunity to get in there. And yeah, nice little 7 or 8 pitch walk there drawn by Cole was a big plus for a kid like that. He's one of those awesome kids that he doesn't really see the field much, but he's the best teammate that we have, and it's one of those types of kids that you root for no matter what.
And then my final question for you. You got 2 more games coming up this week, truly a non-conference like tune-up on Friday, and then 1 more FVA game. But I think you guys are locked into 2nd place one way or another. How are you approaching these 2 final games? Obviously you want to stay healthy, but want to keep that aggressive mentality and head into next week, especially with the bye, with some time off, you're going to want to head in with some positive momentum, I imagine.
Yeah, these last couple games, biggest thing for us is just make sure that the arms that we want to pitch throw in these games. We got a handful of guys that we want to make sure get on the mound sometime this week, other than the 2 that got on there today. So that's our biggest focus, and then from there, keep doing the right things, keep playing clean baseball, and keep driving balls at the plate, and maintain our approach. Really don't take the foot off the gas just because they don't technically mean anything in the standings or anything like that, but it doesn't mean that we want to just play bad as a result. We want to keep momentum going, and like you said, with a bye, it's something that we really need to make sure we execute, because we'll end up with a week off of baseball there.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on the win. 17 wins on the season already, a career high for you. Congratulations in your 4th year. And we'll bring in our highlight house player of the game, Caden Kress. Caden, our first interview got lost to, I don't know, technical difficulties against Fond du Lac, and I felt really bad about it. But then you do the exact same thing here today. You hit a 2-run, or maybe it was a 3-run homer, but regardless, you hit a homer out of the field here this afternoon. What was it like, your second home run of your varsity career?
I was much more calm this time because I had been there before, but yet again, like initially off the bat, I didn't think it was out, just like last time, and it just snuck its way out, and I was a little bit more calm this time, running around the bases.
And what, ask Coach about the group of seniors. Obviously, for you, it's been even longer than 4 years. You've come up playing with this guy. I ask this question all the time of seniors playing in their senior day or night. I know you guys have played together for forever, but what does this group of guys mean to you?
This group is just so special to me. I mean, they've been here the whole time. We have a really good bond, whether it's on the baseball field or any other sport that we play, like football, basketball, just hanging out together outside of ball and at school as well. These guys are very special. I'll definitely keep in contact with these guys for sure.
And then just a couple more questions. What are you doing after this year? I think I heard you're going to Minnesota next year. What are you planning on studying?
Yeah, so I'm going to Minnesota Twin Cities next year to study aerospace engineering and hopefully get a job in the aeronautical world.
Well, congratulations. Go Gophers. I'm a fan myself. And then just final question, headed into your final couple regular season games, into the playoffs next week. De Pere, a team that you guys could play next Thursday, a team you took a close loss to, or a team you're very familiar with in Appleton West. But before you look ahead, just what are you looking to finish out this week strong, and then you got a big week of practice next week, I imagine. What are you going to be preaching as a big senior class? What are you going to be telling the juniors that are new to the team about last year's playoff experience and what they can expect?
I think we could probably bring the energy, definitely bring the energy out the whole game for sure. Just keep the foot down, gas pedal down the whole time. Let's see here. I would say just keep working, right? Keep working. We gotta go out on a high note, win these next few games, end with a win streak, and get hot in the playoffs then.
Thank you, Caden. Our final thing, we'll try it one more time here. Just you'll say, I'm Caden Kress, and I'm in the house. Make sure you don't have to feel, it can be right up to your mouth, as it's a little bit quiet.
I'm Caden Kress, and I'm in the house.
Thank you, Caden. Good luck the rest of the season. Good luck in your future academic career. Let's do it actually one more time, Caden, because I think the camera's a little bit choppy there. It's been like this all day. And we're just going to pull this from the broadcast. So you can do it one more time.
I'm Caden Kress, and I'm in the house.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. That'll do it for our regular season coverage here from Kaukauna High School. I can quick look up the postseason schedule and see what we've got going on next week. I'm unaware at the moment as the schedule officially comes out for us tomorrow on the Zaleski Sports side. Let me pull it up here. I think that second in the house was also choppy. I feel bad, but hopefully we're able to piece it together some way in the highlight. We got the home run captured. That's the most important thing. So Hortonville, meanwhile, falling to 18-7, 11-6 in conference play.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask our seniors to take their final lap around the bases as members of Kaukauna Ghost Baseball.
Oh.
As they circle the diamond one last time, we celebrate not just their accomplishments on the field, but the memories, leadership, and impact they've left on this program. Our first senior will be Riker Donemeyer.
Well, I'm glad we're still on the air for this. The Kaukauna senior lap around the bases here.
The advice to incoming freshman is simple: have fun. The best advice he received from a coach was to stop thinking so much and just play. Oh, okay, sorry.
Just pulling up next week's schedule to take a look. Don't have information on any games we'll have broadcasted for playoffs, so it's possible we'll have next week's regional final on Zaleski Sports, Kaukauna against either De Pere or Appleton West, but no guarantees, unfortunately. Kaukauna, though, takes this game 11-1 in 5 innings over Hortonville. They finish second in the FVA, whether outright or tied with another team. Congratulations to the Galloping Ghosts on a great regular season. Thank you so much for joining us all regular season on Zaleski Sports. This has been Gunnar Sippert from Kaukauna High School with Will Pauls and Jeremy up here in the booth. Thank you so much for joining us this season. Good luck to the Ghosts in the postseason, whether we have that game for you next week or not. Have a good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us.
Riker's advice to incoming freshmen is simple: have fun. The best advice he received from a coach was to stop thinking so much and just play. Coach Gage remembers Riker pitching in a pouring rain game at Bay Origin against Bayport, completely covered in mud, but still competing. Riker says his favorite athlete to watch was Caden Kress because he's just a great guy. Riker's thank you for his parents. Thank you for everything you've done throughout my life, and especially among my baseball journey. None of this would have been possible without your support and encouragement. Thank you for supporting me no matter what, and I hope you know how much I appreciate it. Our next senior will be Carson Gates. Carson's advice to younger players is to enjoy every moment because it goes by faster than you think. The best advice he received from a coach was to act like you're the best player on the field. Coach Z remembers Carson's with the bases loaded, 2 outs, up 1 versus A North, blowing a fastball past the hitter to end the game and showing his dog in a big moment. Carson says his favorite athlete to watch and play with at Kaukauna was Dylan Lotzer because, in his words, he's a cornball. Carson's thank you to his parents. I want to say a huge thank you for being my biggest fans, whether it was driving me to early morning practices, making sure I had everything I needed for away games, or cheering for me in the stands regardless of the score. Your support made it possible for you to play the game I love. Couldn't have done it without you. Our next senior is Jack Hawk. Jack's advice for incoming freshmen is, don't let the ball bounce between your legs. The best advice he received from a coach was simply, walk it off. Coach Jenkins remembers Jack taking the mound at a VR game against Bayport his junior year, throwing a 0 with his whole team behind him and a smile on his face the entire inning. He spent the whole inning with a smile on his face, and the cutter was on that day. Jack's thank you to his parents. Thank you for supporting me and spending all the time and money on my whole childhood and throughout my baseball career and life. Our next senior, Max Hippis.
Huh? 3-3. 3-3 now? It was 3-2 when they walked back up. I was watching a little bit of it, and then I was talking to somebody, and I wanted to make sure we got.
Max's advice to incoming freshmen is to always try your best. The best advice he received from a coach was to do it for the team, not yourself. Coach Gaber remembers Max throwing a no-hitter against Oshkosh West his sophomore year. Max says his favorite athlete to watch at Kaukauna was his brother Xander because of the way he played the game. Max's thank you to his parents. Thank you for always supporting me throughout the years. It really pushed me to try my best. Our next senior is Caden Kress. Caden's advice for younger players is to outwork the people around you and develop good habits, including a strong diet. The best advice he received from a coach was to be yourself and trust yourself. Coach Gaber remembers Caden's incredible offseason work ethic and his dedication to becoming the best player he could be, leaving everything on the field. Caden said his favorite athlete to watch and play alongside at Kaukauna was his brother Kyle, because it was always special playing with family. Caden's thank you to his family. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa, for putting in countless hours and money into supporting my baseball career. Thank you for always showing up and supporting me before, during, and after games. I wouldn't be where I am today without you. Our next senior is Dylan Lotzer. Dylan's advice to incoming freshmen is not to worry about stats and to remember that confidence is key. The best advice he received from a coach was to have some swag at the plate. Coach Gaber remembers Dylan as one of the hardest working players he has ever coached and watched him grow as a catcher and hitting during his sophomore year. Dylan says his favorite athlete to play with at Kaukauna was Bryce Urban because catching together made the game more fun. Dylan's thank you to his parents. Thank you for always making the time to help me when I needed it, and always making sure I was prepared. Thank you for believing in me and telling me to trust myself when I feel like I couldn't. Thank you for always showing up no matter what. Our next senior is Bron Schaefer. Bron's advice for younger players is to never get complacent. The best advice he received from a coach was to control the controllables. Coach Jenkins remembers Bron dominating versus Kimberly at Sunset, controlling the game on both sides and refusing to be beaten. Nothing like watching a guy who knows he's the best player on the field that day. Bron says his favorite athlete to watch and play with at Kaukauna was Max Hippis because he's always so happy. Bron's thank you to his parents. I want to thank my parents for all the sacrifices they took from their life to better my baseball career, the countless hours and dollars they spent with and on me to make me who I am. I couldn't have done this without you guys. Our next senior is Paxton Shue. I don't imagine he's going to be batting.
No.
Paxton's advice to incoming freshmen is to keep your head down and grind. The best coaching advice he received was to throw strikes. Coach Jenkins remembers sophomore year coming into the Hortonville game, not allowed to hit yet, and after having to watch a strikeout his first at-bat, begging to be able to swing and help the team. He drove a ball back up the middle for a hit, and it felt like the moment he was finally back helping to win a 13-inning marathon. All the hard work and rehab had paid off, and he had only built it on it from there. Paxton says his favorite athlete to watch at Kaukauna was his brother Parker because of how special it is to watch him compete. Paxton's thank you to his parents. Thank you, Dad, for always being there even after my 0 for 4 games. Thank you to my mom for always being my biggest fan. Big thanks to both of them for all the time and money they put into my career and the fact that neither of them would ever miss a bump day. So blessed to have you guys as my parents. Love you. Our next senior is Taryn Seegers. You're on it. Taryn's advice for incoming freshmen is to keep putting in the work because it's more than just practices. The best advice he received from a coach was that you only get to play so long, so make the most of it. Coach Jenkins remembers Taryn's walk-off home run against Appleton West, a crushed ball and a priceless moment rounding the bases. Taryn says his favorite athlete to watch at Kaukauna High School was Caden Kress because of the hard work and love for the game. Terrence, thank you to his family. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and bringing me to all my games and practices. I would also like to thank my grandparents and extended family for showing up and supporting me. And our final senior is Cole Vandeloo. Cole's advice to incoming freshmen is to stick with it. His only regret is joining later and missing more memories. The best advice he received from a coach was encouragement to play Legion ball over the summer. Coach Gaber remembers Cole's 1-2-3 inning in JV with his girlfriend in the stands, finishing strong and confident on the mound. Cole says his favorite athlete to watch and play with at Kaukauna was Aiden Boylan because he took him under his wing when he joined the program. Cole's thank you to his parents. A huge thanks to my family for pushing me to come back to baseball and playing for my gas because I chose it instead of working. Ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for our senior class. Thank you for everything you've given to Kaukauna Ghost Baseball, the effort, the memories, and the legacy you leave behind. Once a ghost, always a ghost. Thank you all again for coming to tonight's game.